So this morning I'm giving my presentation on my trip to Haiti in January. And the sermon title that I gave to the pastor earlier was Go, but now it's Doing Without in Haiti. So I'll begin with the gospel lesson for today from Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 11. Then Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. After fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. The tempter came to him and said, "If you are the Son of God, tell these stones to become bread." Jesus answered, "It is written, 'Men shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes from the mouth of God.'" Then the devil took him to the holy city and had him stand on the highest point of the temple. "If you are the Son of God," he said, "throw yourself down, for it is written, 'He will command his angels concerning you, and they will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone.' Jesus answered him, 'It is also written, do not put the Lord your God to the test.' Again the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. 'All this I will give you,' he said, 'if you will bow down and worship me.' Jesus said to him, 'Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him only.' Then the devil left him, and angels came and attended him." This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
So everyone that knows me knows that I can't write a sermon without including some educational material. So as Don talked about, Wednesday marked the beginning of Lent, when we symbolically go into the wilderness with Jesus for 40 days. In the early church, this was the time between Ash Wednesday and Easter was when new Christians would spend their time in meditation and prayer in order to join the church. They would spend a lot of time fasting and praying and doing good works in their communities. And finally, after holding a vigil Easter weekend, they'll be baptized on Easter morning and welcomed into the church as full members. For us today, life is a little different. Obviously, it's still a time of prayer and preparation. Some of you have probably given up chocolate or caffeine or soda or something like that. Another popular thing these days is to give up Facebook or Twitter or some other internet technology. Whatever it is you are doing personally, I hope that it's something that the reason you're giving it up is because you need to recenter on Christ and bring yourself in a close relationship with Him. That you're giving up something that holds you back from doing that. And in light of today being the first Sunday in Lent, I decided that I would frame my report of my trip to Haiti from the lens of doing without. So hopefully this will make it a little more interesting than just like, if you were sitting through watching your cousin's vacation slides. So, doing without in Haiti. So I wanted to cover first about the beginning of our trip. As many of you know, we were in Fort Lauderdale Airport when the shooting happened there. So one of the verses from Psalm 32 really struck me as I was preparing. "You are my hiding place. You will protect me from trouble and surround me with songs of deliverance." So we had a pretty auspicious beginning to our trip. It almost canceled our trip because of it. So the first leg of our flight, we were in Fort Lauderdale. When we landed, our next flight was delayed, and that's not too much of a surprise, right? Things happen at airports. And most of us had gotten some food, we were chatting, we met some people who were just returning from Haiti, so it was a good discussion. But then we started to get reports about there being a shooting at the airport. It turned out to be in a different terminal, and so we still felt safe and okay. And eventually they said our flight was going to be boarding. And we're like, great, okay. Things changed rapidly, however. I was just a few feet from handing my ticket at the ticketing counter and walking down the jetway suddenly there was a scream and a panic, and people just started running. I had never experienced hysteria like this before in my life. It was quite unnerving. People were just running out, and eventually we got out onto the tarmac, and once we assured everyone on our team was safe, we gathered around, we had a pastor with us on the team, and we prayed together. And I don't have too many pictures from our time on the tarmac, but I did get a shot of one of our team members, Kayla. She helped this gentleman, somebody found him in a wheelchair. Turns out he's a World War II vet, so older gentleman. And she helped push him back towards the airport once we got the clear to go in. Another member of our team helped hand out water. They started handing out water, and we had 2 nurses on our team too. And so they were helping the medics care for people who had been injured. Later that night, we found ourselves at an emergency Red Cross station, which was another first for me. I'd never received the services of Red Cross. They were providing blankets, pillows, food, and water. And it was very surreal in some ways. People were laying on cardboard boxes so they didn't have to lay on the floor because all the seats were taken. And we met one couple who was literally going through security at the time of the shooting, and their things were in the x-ray machine. So they had been shoeless all day. And this was 3 o'clock in the morning when we met them. Didn't have their passports, didn't have anything. And so they were working with the airline folks trying to figure out when they could get their stuff back. But thinking back on that day while preparing for today's sermon, it's really allowed me to see where God was at work. As I mentioned, we had the 2 nurses helping, and we helped hand out water. And hugging random people that just looked like they needed a hug. One of our team members sat with a woman who was having a panic attack until she felt better. So throughout the day, while we went without some things, we never went without each other, and we never went without God's presence. We did eventually make it to Sauvier, Haiti. To Haiti, we first flew into Port-au-Prince. The area where we were working, called Sauvier, is a very rural and isolated area. And if I can get my mouse over here, I was going to try to pull up a map of it. So this is Sauvier. As you can see, there are no roads going into the area. So super rural. There is a road that goes in, and you need a 4-wheel drive truck to get there, or a motorcycle. And let's see if I can zoom out a little bit, see how far we have to zoom out in order to see something else. There we go. That is a road at the bottom of the screen, that white line. We stopped on that road and transferred from the trucks we were in to other trucks to get up into Sauvier. So that just gives you a little bit of an idea of where we were. Sauvier has no source of fresh water, which really made me wonder why people settled there in the first place. I believe it might have been a military outpost at some point. It is actually a strategic high hill looking over a couple different areas. Most of the people there survive on subsistence farming and fishing. It is close enough to the ocean. And they do make some bamboo fishing nets and furniture for sale. But there really isn't what we call industry in Sauvier. This is the Catholic Church in Sauvier. It lost its roof during Hurricane Michael, and the pastor there provided a list of supplies he needed, and the Carlisle Church is passing that on to the Catholic Church in Carlisle. That's kind of hey, what are you guys doing? They do also have a school here. It's kind of sitting behind the building you can see here. This is where we conducted our water filter training, which I'll get to later. There are 3 schools in Sauvier. There's the Catholic school, there's I think it's a Baptist school, and there's one other that we weren't sure what church affiliation it had. In the rural countryside in Haiti, there is not public education. It just doesn't exist. And in the cities, you do have some, but even in those places, most of the education is provided by churches. This is the Methodist Church in Sauvier. It's the little white building down towards the coast. They do have plans to build a new church near the center of the village and clinic that we were working on when we were there. This is the current Methodist church there. You could fit it inside of our fellowship hall downstairs. So one of the local community members was gracious enough to host us, and we slept in tents in his yard. So there were cots with us and mattresses. So while we didn't have all the comforts of home, it actually wasn't too bad overall. So one of the things we went out was running water. Pretty typical when you're in the countryside. I couldn't find a picture of our shower facility, but basically it was 4 tarp walls, and there's a big 55-gallon drum of water, and you use a smaller bucket to dip some water out, and then an even smaller bucket to pour it over your head. We call that a bucket shower. Yeah, and that's how you bathe every day. And the local Haitians, this is how they bathed also for the most part. For a bathroom, we did have a latrine, and we were pretty lucky because the team before us completed it, and it had a toilet. Now, I'm being very gracious when I call it a toilet. It's actually a 12-inch pipe with a toilet seat on it. But hey, we didn't, it was more comfortable than other options that were available. So there were some things we went without, and I don't have any pictures of the latrine. I know you're sorry, but So what were we doing? We had a few things we worked on. The first thing was a clean water project, where we distributed water filters to about 100 families. They provided training on hygiene and instructions on how to use and maintain the filters, and we helped the people assemble the filters. So this is a picture of one of the filters. The Carlisle Church purchased these from the Missouri Conference of the UMC. This is one of their ministries that they do. The kits are purchased anywhere from $35 to $50, and that includes the bucket, the filter, and a translator to give the training on water hygiene and how to assemble the filter. And the trainers have now started going back out in the communities to make sure that the filters are still working, that people are using them properly. These filters are rated to last 10 years or 1 million gallons of water. Now they do have to be cleaned between each use, and that's why the training is so important, to make sure people know how to use them. So one of the things we didn't intend to go without was a drill. So we gave up technology too while we were there. So on the way to Sauvier, our translator realized that he didn't have a drill, that there was another water project going on, and the water project only owns one drill. So you can't just stop at a Lowe's or Home Depot. So we tried a couple of hardware stores, and no luck. They said they'd work on it. They'd get us a drill later that afternoon. Well, thankfully, also if you know me, you know I have lots of gadgets. And one of them was my multi-tool, which has a bit holder. So we were able to put the drill bit. We had the drill bit, but nothing to put it in. So we were to put the drill bit into this holder, and using a glove, you could drill a hole like this by hand, right? So that's what these pictures are. Fun times. Well, so on Tuesday, we were all very excited because a motorcycle driver arrived and he had the drill, right? Unfortunately, it was missing a part. It was missing a part that holds the bit. And it fell off his motorcycle on the way, right? So after some clever ingenuity, we attached my bit holder to the drill. Oh, and it's a hand drill. It's not a power drill. It's a hand drill. So this was our solution to drilling holes in buckets. It actually worked pretty well. As I said before, there isn't a source of fresh water in Sauvier, so getting clean water is a problem. All the water that we use for drinking and cooking was brought in for us. They also had purchased the water used for all the construction. Normally for the construction they would use cistern water, but it had been dry enough that they didn't have enough water for the construction. Most of the local people also pay to have water brought in, or they drink rainwater that had been collected in a cistern. So this is a picture of Patrick. He was our translator that was doing the training. We had 2 translators with us. They start with the water cycle and go all the way through, this is why you don't let your goats use the bathroom, where your water is, things like that. And washing hands, everything about water hygiene. So it's a really good program. They get hopefully a lot of knowledge, and hopefully they retain that and can lead healthier lives. Now the water normally does not look this bad, but as part of the demonstration, Patrick throws a handful of dirt in it, and then he filters it through. And this is after he's gone through his whole spiel and explained to them how it works. And then he asks us to drink the water. Right? Because the Haitians know that if we drink the water, we'll get sick. But the filter filters all that stuff out. So this is Sarah, one of our nurses. I don't know why we had one of the nurses drink the potentially water that might make you sick, but she drank it, and she did a great job, and she did not get sick. So it was the Haitians love seeing the white people drink the water. So. We also would help them assemble the buckets. Here's a woman who received her bucket. They're all very happy. They do realize that their water is not good for them. But the practices they have available to them to clean it aren't great. A lot of the people clean their water with bleach. Not good for you. And so they do realize what they are receiving and how good of a thing it is, how much of a blessing it is. And we help them assemble the filter. Our other project at Haiti was a building project. So it's a building that will become a medical clinic and a community center. There's no medical facility near Soviet. The closest would probably be about probably a half hour, 40-minute drive. Probably 20 minutes to get to the road, and then half hour, 40 minutes. The project was started several years ago, and it was pretty exciting. It's nearing completion. By this point, I think it has a roof on it. And it's a joint project with the Heart of Hollywood Foundation and the Haitian Church. This is pretty exciting. This is the sand mine where they get their sand. Almost all the construction in the village is done with sand from that area, which is pretty neat. So really, they only need to purchase cement and sometimes water, and they make their own cement blocks to build the walls, and they make all their own concrete. So that's pretty neat. Here's a team picture with us at the sand. This is one thing they didn't let us do. They didn't let us go dig up sand. But we did sift a lot of sand. When people ask what we did, we sifted a lot of sand. So there are 2 grains of sand that we need for the different types of concrete work they're doing. So first you sift with a large mesh, and then you sift with a smaller mesh. So yeah, we spend time every day sifting sand. One of our main accomplishments was building the front porch on the clinic building. It included steps and a ramp. Thought it was very forward-thinking of them to include a handicap ramp in an area where there aren't roads. But that's great. Here's a picture you can see behind me, the wall of that porch that we built. So those steps and that wall and those columns were not there when we got there at the beginning of the week. We also moved a lot of rocks. So these are placed in the walls, and they put mortar around them, mostly to build the foundation walls. And we got 3 of the 4 walls for the cistern put in during the week. Here's Rich and Heather in the cistern. They spent a lot of time in the cistern hole helping the Haitians. One of the favorite activities in Haiti is passing buckets. Pass buckets down the line. They mix all the concrete by hand. It's just mixed on the ground. They just put the sand in a circle and put some water in and cement in, and they mix it with shovels. And then we pass it with buckets from wherever they mixed it to wherever it needs to go. Sometimes you have to wait for them to make more concrete, so you get a little break while you're standing in line and waiting for the bucket to come through. I don't know if I mentioned we sifted sand. There's a good picture of a lot of sand that we sifted. So you can see it comes from the sand mine with lots of rocks in it, and you sift it down. Lots of this going on. We also constructed rebar wire for the construction. They've become much more cognizant of how they need to build things since the earthquake. All the buildings now include rebar and structural things like that. And they're very serious about this. They're not ashamed to just come up and take the tool out of your hand if they think you're doing it wrong, which happens. And so they actually, the gentleman in this picture was Cindy, one of the team members. He's one of the local Haitians who actually would have gone and apprenticed with someone on how to make rebar, and they measured things out very, very accurately to make sure all the rebar is constructed as it should be, which is really neat to see. So here we are on the last day in front of the building with a lot of Haitian members. So it's really great to be in the community. You do get to form relationships even though you don't speak the language that they speak. Some will speak French. They'll speak Haitian Creole, which is based on French. But it is interesting to see what kind of relationships you can build with the folks there. There were a lot of kids in Sauvier, more kids than in any area I've been in Haiti before, and they were around all the time. School wasn't in session, though there weren't many schools, but school wasn't even in session when we were there, and so there were kids there all the time. We also provided a community meal. We were fed very well. That's one thing we did not go without during our time there. We didn't get snacks between meals or anything like that, but lunch, dinner, and breakfast were all very good. Fun fact, a favorite Haitian breakfast is spaghetti. So if you ever go to Haiti, expect spaghetti for breakfast. We paid for a community meal that fed over 400 people. Here's a picture of some of the local Haitian women cooking, so they got paid, which is another nice way to help the community, is you're paying someone to work for it. It took them 2 days to prepare the entire meal. Here are some of the ingredients that they brought in to cook the meal. So it looked good. We didn't have the same meal. And many people in Haiti still cook on charcoal, which is a problem for some reasons, but they don't have easy access to propane or anything like that. We also visited the Methodist Children's Hospital. I forget when they said it was founded, but it was founded quite a long time ago. Carlisle Young Methodist Church, they collected what they call alternate gifts during Christmas time, and these were donations to the hospital. We donated a little over a little over $3,500 to the hospital there. And we also took stuffed animal toys for the kids. They have 12 to 14 beds in their children's ward there. They only admit children into children's hospital. So these are just a few pictures of us visiting with the kids there. They don't really get a lot of visitors, so you could see a lot of joy on their faces as we were there, just spending a little bit of time with them and giving them some teddy bears and things. This is just another team picture of us at the hospital after we gave them the gift. So some closing thoughts. I figured you'd want to see a picture of me, so so it's hard to imagine that the people of Haiti would practice Lent in the way we do. So when we encounter people that have so little to begin with, and yet they're so gracious to us, when we visit, it's so very humbling. And they truly do take joy in the simpler things, and you can feel God's presence when you're with them. There may be things that I had to do without while I was there, but the things I received were definitely of much more value. So as always, we have our takeaways. Pastor Brian encourages us to keep thinking about these things during the week. So on your card, they are also printed there for you, and you can check mark the ones that you want. And Pastor Brian likes to look through those just so he knows what people are planning to do. As you read your Bible this week, I would encourage you to really make an effort to try to connect the verses to your life. Don't just read the Bible and set it down. Sometimes the words just seem to fit right into your day, right? I know that happens sometimes recently. Wow, yes. But sometimes you might have to dig a little deeper. And I encourage you to do that. We have truly been blessed by God in all that we have. So even the poorest among us would be considered rich in other parts of the world. So as we enter into the season of Lent, please take some time to reflect on those blessings. And I'd like to challenge you to go without something for the week. Maybe one example I know some women up in Carlisle are doing is they're limiting their wardrobe for a week, right, to see what they can do without. How many purses do you have at home? Maybe you could donate some of those to the war babies through Wendy. At the end of the week, you can decide maybe there's some things you don't really need that are just clutter in your life. And finally, I'm asking you to pray. We always want to be praying. Pray for the people that have not been blessed with as much as you, and yet are still thankful for what they do have and what they've been given. In your prayer, try to think on how you can be more willing to help them and become more thankful for all that you have been given. At this time, we'll prepare for communion. Pastor Lois will be our celebrant today. Sorry. Elaine, could you play a little bit while we prepare for communion? As Pastor Lois comes forward.